I gave myself 12 hours to learn the hardest glitch in speedrunning with pretty much no experience. Okay, one of the hardest glitch. The level 4-2 wrong warp from Super Mario Bros. If you've never seen this glitch before, don't worry, I'll catch you up to speed. To beat this level, speedrunners will sprint across these bricks, hit the block above, and climb the vine up to warp all the way to World 8. This strat saves a metric load of time, and it's relatively easy to do, but speedrunners can do you one better. 2017, a glitch hunting monolith named 420 Blaze It makes an earth-shattering discovery. By glitching into the wall in a frame-perfect sequence, headbutting that block and darting into the third pipe, Mario can warp over to World 8 with not a vine animation in sight. This glitch is the culmination of a decade's worth of effort into a timeless video game classic, and yet, this glitch is complete fucking dog shit. Seriously, this thing is just a tiny bug in a line of code, but it has sent hundreds to the reset button. Hours of top runners' times flushed down the toilet, never to be seen ever again, all to save 3 seconds of a vine climbing animation. Anyway, I'm gonna learn this thing in 12 hours. Uno. That's the number of times I've beaten the first Mario game. I suck dookie dog water at it, and yet I've wanted to learn this glitch ever since I found out about it. And so, I began. I booted up the game, headed to 4-2 to make a save state, and began my first attempts of the glitch, jumping at the wall. I scrapped the glitch for later and instead did a run climbing up the vine. This is so that when I actually land the glitch, I have a base time of the level to compare to. And by the end of this whole thing, my goal is to be able to do the glitch and do it faster than climbing up the vine. It took 45 minutes to get a solid vine run. I suck at this game. But after finally getting a run of 18 seconds, I could now actually go for the wall clip. I ran, jumped at the wall, and didn't get anyway. But I figured my timing was slightly too early on the jump, so I adjusted just slightly and... June 5th, Buckingham Royal Palace, 8:59 p.m. GMT. Come at me with the guards. It's not a threat. It's a fucking 15 minutes had passed by, and there was no indication of me getting through that wall. This was pretty humbling. Going into this challenge, I wasn't confident I'd be able to learn this thing, but to have no indicator or pattern that I could work off of to improve, it was pretty disheartening. I knew I'd need some kind of research to see where I was going wrong, and in that search, I discovered a video by a guy named Joey Cooley. As the video explained, the wrong warp is achieved by moving Mario further to the right of the screen. This is because the game sends us to either the pipe area or the vine area relative to where the screen is positioned, and not based on where you enter from. This is why we clip through the wall. It's to move Mario further to the right. But you can also move Mario by doing a backwards bump against an object. And doing this 3 times within the level moves Mario enough to trigger a wrong warp. Realizing I didn't actually have to do the wall clip, I decided to skip on it for now and focused on the new bump method. I quickly came up with a route to push Mario. I bumped right in front of the brick, then right next to the top question block, and finally I either used the first or second pipe to finish things off. Still, though, I kept messing things up. I would either die along the way or I'd just forget to push him where I was supposed to, and this continued for another 15 minutes. I did some research and found out that by holding jump, I could help move Mario a bit further, and I even found a different way to push Mario by falling down while bumping the bottom block instead of the top one. And then, on one lucky run, I fucked up. Oh, I actually got it! I finally got my first successful wrong warp all within 22 seconds. And then, I did it again right after. And again, just seconds after that. It was clear I had it down, but it was still much slower than my normal 4-2. And so, it was time to clean up my route a little bit. I found it a lot easier to reach the top block instead of the bottom, so I made that my focus. And that first pipe kept screwing me next to the Koopa, so I opted to only use the taller one to push Mario. Mario. But the biggest thing in my way was that third pipe. Even with the 3 nudges, the entry has to be within the first pixel of the pipe opening. And since I was trying to go fast, I would often sprint past that point, causing me to lose the wrong warp. It took another 20 minutes of practice, but I had finally seen the necessity of this time save, and I couldn't just stop there. I kept going for attempts, time save after time save. Another 13 minutes flew by, and I had eventually gotten a near perfect run through of the strat, ending the timer with a 12-second speed run of the bump wrong warp. It was finally time to go for the wall clip. Pause. Actually, you watching right now, go drink some water or something. Seriously, this is around the time I took a full hour break. It might seem like I'm losing valuable time right now, but I knew I needed focus for the strats, and that was only gonna happen if I gave myself the time to recharge. Alright, unpause. And with my newfound knowledge of the strat, I began my wall clip attempts. From some research I did during the hour, I realized my jumps from before were a little bit too high, so I began focusing on how I was pressing the keys. I would kind of just mash the jump key really stubbly, but by instead plucking it like a chicken, I started getting the height that I was going for. From here though, turns out I had to press left on the exact same frame I touched the wall, and then spam jump until I was inside and run through. It was hella precise. I kept going attempt after attempt, and once I found my footing, it wasn't too long after that I finally glitched into that wall, and I didn't stop there. I kept going for attempts and kept making it inside. But even 40 minutes after starting, I still wasn't able to run inside of it yet, and it's right in that moment that it finally happened. I had to act fast. All I needed was to head over to that pipe and I'd finally be... I wasn't done though. I kept at it, clipping through the wall. A full hour passed by, and that's exactly when I landed it a second time. But 5 minutes later, I made it in, jumped past, and swiftly approached the third pipe. But I accidentally ran too far forward. The glitch definitely wouldn't work now. But after going inside...
Oh, I still got it! Yes!
I had finally landed the wall clip wrong warp in 13 seconds. It was faster than my base time. I had finally learned the glitch. But something's still wrong here. I wouldn't be getting good watch time if that were true. The point of this wall glitch is to be faster than the bumping method, but my fastest time for that was still a full second ahead. If I couldn't beat that time, then did I really learn the strat? I took another hour break. Attempts were flying by, getting faster and closer, but still, there was no cigar. I was landing the wall clip, still mainly falling out of it, but even after running past the wall, I found myself being unable to teleport to the warp pipes. I even made sure to enter the pipe on that first pixel, one that guaranteed the wrong warp, but another hour passed without me knowing what went wrong. The research was going nowhere too. I couldn't seem to find anyone with the same problem that I was having. I stood in thought, waiting for the answer to come. And then, it hit me. In the process of going fast, Mario would do this animation while holding left. And even though I was saving time by entering the pipe earlier, the hole was causing the screen to move too far to the right all the way into the pipe warp zone. I wasn't kidding when I said it hit me. I felt like such a genius for realizing this and such a dumbass for not realizing sooner. But that answer was enough. I just had to slow down near the pipe, and at 3:18 in the morning, I had finally gotten that warp again. It wasn't happening right away, but I was slowly getting more and more consistent after that wall clip. Just 10 minutes had passed, and I landed the strat a third time. Mere milliseconds standing between me and beating this challenge. But those last milliseconds were a lot to save. Seriously, I eventually only had 3 hours left. That might seem like a lot of time, but before that wall clip, I was still extremely inconsistent. And if I couldn't get inside, the time I had left wouldn't matter. When I would approach the wall, I noticed I'd glitch in slightly, only to be forced out the next frame. I realized I probably needed to time my left press a bit better. And yeah, while that was helping me clip in more often, it just wasn't enough for me to make it through. It didn't make any sense. In all the videos I'd watched, that was all you needed to wall clip. I had my small hops down, I was clicking left right on the frame of me hitting the wall, and I was spamming jump. Wait, hold up. Wait a minute. I just said a load of bullshit. So I actually went back to that Joey Cooley video from earlier to see if I missed anything. And I might have skimmed past the part where he says you're meant to hold left, not press it. So I just wasted 2 hours of my life for no good reason. Literally the second I learned this info, I got the consistency I needed. I was getting wall clip after wall clip, attempts flying by like you've never seen. I was getting faster and closer times, and this time, that cigar was in sight. I got a 12.3 second time, then a 12.2, a 12.25. I was frames away from success, and all I needed was one attempt with perfect gameplay.
Oh yeah, this is nice.
Oh, did you see that?
At 4:14 that morning, I had my cleanest wrong warp to date. I didn't know if it was faster. I mean, we're talking like milliseconds here, but sure enough,
No fucking way. No fucking way I did it. Oh, that's so hype!
I had learned to complete the hardest glitch in speedrunning within just 11 seconds. One of them. But I was using a keyboard this whole time. The D-pad on the NES controller plays totally different to these arrow keys. It's hard to say I truly learned the glitch if I can't even do it with the OG controller. Now obviously I don't have an NES, but when I was 9 years old watching my first speedruns on YouTube, I actually bought the original Mario for my Wii. So I threw together this little setup here, and I think you know where this video is going. There we go. I finished this thing at 7 a.m. This video has killed my sleep schedule, but it's videos like these that allow me to show you that by putting in the work, you can do way more than you think. But more than anything though, it just allows me to show off my cool new setup. Look at that second monitor. It's a Wii. It's a fucking Wii. That's just... Subscribe. I make speedrun videos, and don't make fun of my anime wallpaper. It hurts my feelings.